We are lucky enough to have an astute media watcher with us on set today. Walter Isaacson, the former chairman and CEO of CNN, who is also a partner at Perella Weinberg, a Tulane University professor, a CNBC contributor, an author, and his latest biography is on Elon Musk. A lot of anticipation ahead of that release.
Hey, thank you.
Walter, great to see you.
Good to see you, Becky.
Well, let's just talk about Warner Brothers Discovery, because this has been such an interesting play to watch. What's happened at CNN is only part of it. The debt the company has taken on, David Zaslav trying pretty furiously to cut costs to get things back in order. What do you see?
Well, David's a great executive, and he's clearly created free cash flow, which is good. I think you've got a few things happening, one of which is this move into streaming, whether it's ESPN Plus, whether it's Zaslav saying things like we're going to be able to stream live sports. Those type of things are going to be really important in an age of cord cutting.
However, like trying to do this at a time when the entire industry is kind of under siege. Just watching
it is a mess, the industry. And then you have the strike, and you have AI, and there's so many. I mean, these are huge forces. These are tidal waves hitting. And so it's really going to be interesting to see how Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, and others can navigate.
Yeah, Bob Iger saying that anything's up for sale, potentially, getting rid of some of the linear businesses.
You know, as in the old days, you know, and you figured out, okay, I have the content, I got the distribution platform, we're going to make the pieces fit. Now none of the pieces fit.
Are you glad you're not at CNN right now trying to navigate this?
Yeah, I am, actually, and it's the broader issue we talked about, whether it's a Fitch downgrade or the things John was saying about both sides, is that we become so polarized in the media. And if you look at the Fitch downgrade, the interesting thing is not, to me, GDP to debt ratio. It's they say we have a dysfunction in our politics. That's the underlying problem. Well, that dysfunction starts even with cable news, social media, whether it's, you know, from what used to be Twitter to the 3 cable news networks. It tends to fracture us and make us have different sets of facts, not just opinions.
I don't know what the cure is for that, like how you put things back together.
You know, we Americans always think, okay, here's a problem, so let's figure out what the solution is. Some problems don't have a solution right away, and one of them is the growing partisanship. There's about 20 things you can do, everything from worrying about gerrymandering to trying to create media that is, get back to John, both sides now. We're going to look, you said Benjamin Franklin did that ledger. Yeah. That was a great thing Benjamin Franklin did it, and he did it in his journalism. And I wrote about Ben Franklin once. Throughout his life, it was like, here's one side, here's the other. Let's do the calculation.
Here's the thing. I still think most Americans come down on the side of not necessarily being far right or far left. That they look at issues and decide based on issue by issue. That they're not.
Absolutely, and most of us try to have open minds. I've changed my mind on so many different things, you know, over the course of political debates. But the technology of a fractured media where you want to grab a hardcore, whether it's on your corner of the blogosphere or the talk radio dial or the cable news network, tends to drive people into echo chambers. And so those of us who really, I think, are like most Americans and trying to see all sides, we don't have a natural base. Now, if you go back to CNN, it's hard right now because it's all Trump all the time. It's hard for them to get off of that. It would be useful to see if you could try to do a very high-value information, non-partisan, non-ideological news, and that would appeal to 60%
That sounded like what they originally started out to do.
I think David Zaslav wanted that. There's an addiction to Trump. I mean, you know, I hate to say it, you just like, when I first went to CNN, first day I was there, Christian Amanpour was doing a great series about women in the Muslim world, and they said, we got to cut to a card chase. I'm saying, what do you mean you got to cut to a card chase? Well, we didn't. I said no. Yeah. Other 2 cable networks did. They showed me the ratings the next day. There's an addiction. There's no greater rubbernecking card chase around now than Trump indictments.
Feed them what they want, not what they need, basically. I think Andrew's got a question on this point, too. Andrew.
But, Walter, I just want to go back to the idea that you think all Americans, or a lot of Americans, or most Americans, are living in some kind of middle, and that it's we're all very close. I like to think that. I tell myself that. But then I look at the polls and I see it's not just the addiction that we have to the ratings or Trump or this or that. It really is demonstrably polarized. When you have somebody in former President Trump who's now been indicted multiple times, polling better than the current president, you have to think to yourself. I mean, even if you think the current president's too old or this or that, that there's something amiss. It can't be that we're all in the middle, because we're not.
Well, yeah, and I'm going to give Becky and me credit both for having said that the majority of people are open-minded and good-hearted. I think what you're seeing is that we have become more polarized, and it's happening fast. And that's what the Fitch Rating Agency said. That's what you're seeing in polls. And everything is pushing us into our corner of our, tribal thoughts, our ideological thoughts. And so it is getting worse. I still, maybe I'm very optimistic, feel that you have at least, I'm sure you could get 60% of people in this country, if you sat them down calmly, to agree on 60% of things about 60% of the issues.
I agree with that. Just because when I talk to people, I can talk to people of all persuasions, and I find that we agree on a lot of things.